Absolutely. I mean, it began day one. I mean, it was Senior Bowl, first interaction. Had a meeting with basically the entire coaching staff at the Senior Bowl. It's the only full meeting like that I actually had there. Then went to the combine, had another meeting with them, and then let's see, Coach Minner came out to Pro Day. I came out here for a week or for a day. So, that whole experience, being, they were the basically the only team that I truly saw continuing to pursue. So obviously that showed a lot to me and to them as well.
You weren't surprised when the Eagles got there?
I mean, you obviously have no clue what's going to happen. And I was extremely anxious. But to me, this was the team that was pursuing me the most. So it made sense.
I would imagine when you went to Texas, you didn't envision that you'd be playing for 4 different defensive coordinators and 4 different linebacker coaches. How difficult was it?
It was, I think the first one was the most difficult, obviously. I was a freshman. I came there with the expectation that Will Muschamp was going to be really my coach the entire time. He was the coach in waiting at that moment. And when he left, it was a big blow. But, I think what it did was it taught me to, be versatile and learn new defenses. I've come away with so many different schemes, terminology. I've played just about everything. I mean, shoot, you talk about 3-4-4-3. Playing Mike Sam Will. I've done just about every single position. So I think it's done a lot of good for me making this transition into the NFL and where you have no clue who's going to be your coach and you roll. You got to roll with it and that's how it is.
What do you know about the Eagles scheme? Is it familiar to, I guess, which of the ones you played in at Texas?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sort of familiar with it. Like Eric said, it's the only exposure I've gotten from it is from my visit here, my one-day visit, and it was a few plays. So I'm not extremely familiar with it. But again, like I said, I think I'm versatile. I think I can pick up on things quickly, and I expect to do that.
The Eagles have a ton of inside linebackers.
Absolutely.
Are you aware of that, and what do you make of that?
Yeah, I am aware of it, but I think one thing it's going to do for me, especially being a rookie, is have the opportunity to learn from a lot of guys who've had a lot of experience in this league and a lot of successful experience. There's a lot of great linebackers on this team that I can learn from, that I can, kind of go under their wing. I know one of them personally, Emmanuel Acho. He's, he was my mentor at the University of Texas when I first got there. So, hopefully that'll help smoothen the transition out a little bit, and I can't wait to learn from them. Yeah.
When did you get a sense that the Eagles were interested in you and maybe picked you? Were there other teams that you thought had expressed a pretty serious interest in you too?
Yeah, I went on a few visits, had a few workouts, but like I said, they were really the only team that continued at each phase. You've got the Senior Bowl phase, you got the Combine phase, the Pro Day, and each time they were there, and we were having real conversation about what was gonna happen here on draft day, and hopefully, and it actually worked out. So, compared to other teams, that's the biggest difference, for sure.
Similar to Eric, you moved you moved a lot as a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's what brought you from city to city, and how did you end up in Cincinnati?
Yeah, primarily mom's job, just moving up the ranks, and I started born in Colorado, moved to Indianapolis, moved to South Carolina, went to Ohio, and I think what it instilled in me was wanting to, meet new people, and because when college came, I had no ties to anybody. I had, I was pretty open-minded during that whole process, and really saw myself moving again because I think of that background that I had, and wanting that new experience.
What was your mother's job?
Oh shoot, she worked for a lot of different Pillsbury, Revlon. She's in the business world. She's corporate. Right now she's with Bob Evans in the corporate, with Kroger. She's the manager of the Kroger team.
I think Charlie Strong on TV yesterday was describing you as a coach on the field. Where does that come from? Where did that start?
You know, I've always really filled that role, and I prided myself in filling that role. I see myself as a leader on the field and off the field. And if you're going to be a leader on the field, you've got to know your position. You got to understand defense, and I think that comes easy and natural for me.
Do you know much about D'Amico Ryans and what type of
A little bit. Obviously, I'm gonna get to know a lot more. I've heard his name over and over and over again throughout this entire process. But I'm excited to get to know him and learn from him.
How have you heard his name? I mean, from the Eagles when you were
Yeah,
going
through this. Just he came in while we were having lunch, and everybody, you notice him when he walks in, and he's got a presence, and obviously he's been here for a while and is very established, and somebody that is extremely respected on this team.
Last couple questions.
Did you naturally just try to gravitate toward him in the first few days of as much as you did?
Yeah, obviously coming in here, you're going to need somebody to kind of help you and get you acclimated to what this culture is like and what it means to be a pro. So definitely, I'm looking to learn. I'm here open-minded, trying to absorb as much as possible, going through this entire process as a rookie for sure.
Did Emmanuel Oxford, did he give you any advice about how to get into this culture?
Not yet. He reached out to me yesterday, said we'll talk. So obviously that's going to happen. But nothing yet. He was extremely excited for me, and obviously I'm extremely excited to be part of this and his teammate again.
The Achilles injury, that's something that Nico has dealt with twice now. When it happened to you, were you concerned that your career would be derailed, that this wouldn't happen?
No, not derailed. That was actually my second in a row. That was my second season-ending injury in a row, and you learn a lot from that time. But never once did I expect this whole my dream, my end goal to be disrupted. Now how it affected me, obviously it probably affected me a little bit, questions and everything, but something you learn from is something you grow from. I've learned a lot about who I am as a person, how to persevere, how to be a leader when you can't actually play. Little things that you really wouldn't think about if you don't actually go through the situation. So for me, it was huge in my maturity and my growth. And obviously I'm 100% healthy now. An Achilles is something you really can't help. It's one of those injuries that it just happens. And there's no explanation. So coming back from that was definitely a hard period in my life, but it's made me stronger for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Thank you.